Hi, and welcome back to Weird Dough, the show where we're going to make every recipe in Kim Joy from the Great British Bake Off's cookbook.
Weird Dough, Kim Joy Bakes.
So today, in honor of all of our loved ones everywhere, we are going to make jam love letters. They're really cute, they're shaped like envelopes, they look like cookies, but they're actually made out of pastry. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna make is the jam to go inside of the jam envelope love letter. We've made jam one other time on the show and it was not a success, but we didn't have what Kim Joy calls jam sugar. Now jam sugar is just sugar, but it has pectin in it. I still haven't been able to find the jam sugar, but I did find pectin. So what you do is you take 4 cups of strawberries that are just cut into like quarter pieces. So not too small. I would think they would be much smaller because usually in a jam, there's not like too big of chunks, but that's what she said. Then we're gonna put the juice of half of a lemon into the pot. Lemon, cut it in half. Maybe take the sticker off for good measure. Now it's stuck on my finger. I should have left it on. And we have our juicer here. This has come in handy. This was a great purchase. This was a great $10 spend. We're gonna squeeze that right into the pot. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, bonus juice. I didn't even know that it did that. And then we take sugar, like buckets of sugar. 2 1/4 cups to be precise, that many buckets. And you dump that in there. It basically looks like a pot full of sugar. Now, here's the guess. I don't know how much pectin to use for this much sugar. So we're gonna try a teaspoon. Maybe more is better than less. Maybe we put a teaspoon and a half. We're gonna do a teaspoon and a half. Fingers crossed it becomes a jam. Last time we did this, ours was literally like juice. Now we're gonna put it on the stove and stir very occasionally over low heat. So we're gonna leave that for a little bit and let the sugar dissolve in it. So we're gonna make a pastry. Here we go. Flour. Now you chop the butter into the flour. You don't want your butter to be too soft because then it will just melt. So just like room temperature butter, not softened butter. That's a pro tip about the butter. I keep saying butter, yum. Now, roll up your sleeves for this moment. Before we do this, let's check the fruit. I don't think the sugar's dissolved yet. So we're gonna start with this. So you take your hands and you squeeze the butter into the flour like that. And you do it with all of the little butter pads. That's why it helps to chop it, because then it's smaller pieces to work with your hands. I'm worried about that fruit. I don't think you can mess it up. I say that, but last time I messed it up big time, so you can mess it up. Let's pause with our dough. Get a little off your hands. Okay, it looks like the sugar is dissolved, so we cranked up the heat, and we're gonna wait till it turns to 220 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now it is 200. And now we don't stir it at all. It's already 220 degrees. Making a jam is like really hard. I don't understand the 220 degrees. Yeah, it says 221 degrees Fahrenheit to be precise. Ours is over that. But we're just gonna let it cook for a little bit. Back to the pastry. Crumble, crumble, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I don't know how people that work at restaurants like cook, like chefs and line cooks. How are they doing more than one thing at once? So hard. The jam is at 225 degrees on a low heat. It has been 3 minutes. But our pastry looks good. It's pretty much ready. So it looks like breadcrumbs now. Now we add some sugar. So we're gonna use caster sugar, again, our fancy sugar that we found. We're just gonna use our hands again. Why dirty another spoon? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Things are going crazy. I feel like I have to hold it like this above the heat. So it's hot, but it's not too hot. We need like 1 more minute. Oh God, it looks like a science experiment gone wrong. Oh my God, it's going everywhere. So it's been 6 minutes. That's between 5 and 10, so we're gonna call it here because it's literally overflowing. We'll leave that there for a second while we do our well. Luckily it smells good. So we gotta take 1 egg and we're gonna separate it. So tried and true, crack it. Whoa mama, we're gonna have to use our fingers for this one because our shell is broken. Whoop. Save the egg white for our royal icing later, and you just plop that egg yolk right in the middle of your well. Actually looks kind of nice. 1 little tiny egg, whoa. With your fork, you gradually work the egg into your pastry. It's a lot like pasta, but with sugar in it and butter. If it was just flour and egg, you'd have pasta. It's very moist, this pastry, it's very moist. Probably all that butter in there. Now the next part, you just take your hands and you make your pastry into a ball. It's slightly crumbly, but it is actually coming together. Okie dokie, here we go. One ball of pastry, ta-da! Now we're gonna put this on the side and deal with that jam. What's going on over there with that jam? Okay, here's our jam. Now she does say to skim the foam off the top, so we're gonna try to do that a little into this little cup. Ooh, very hot. Okay, I got a lot of the foam. Now she says to put it into sterilized jars, but we just have regular jars, so we're putting it in there. It looks a little thick. I don't know if we put enough pectin. Should have just put a ton. Do you ever see on British Bake Off when they're like, 15 leaves of gelatin? And Paul Hollywood's like, that'll bounce up off the floor and hit you in the face. We're a little more reserved. Okie dokie. Strawberry jam, so cool. We're gonna put these on the oven. Really hot. Oven mitt. Pro tip, when things are boiling hot, use an oven mitt, not your hands. Good thinking, Jane. Now, to make some envelopes. New to the Weird Dough family of accessories and tools is this cool pastry board. I got this as a Christmas gift from my nieces. Isn't it cool? You can measure all the kinds of pies, 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch tart, and it has this ruler on the side, which is actually gonna be really handy dandy for us today because we need 4-inch squares. So let's see if we can use the ruler on here to get our 4-inch squares. Kim Joy does say to use a heavily floured surface. So we're gonna put a bunch of flour. That looks heavily floured to me. Now I'm not sure if you're supposed to roll the whole thing out at once. Let's consult the book. It just says roll the pastry out on a generously floured surface. So I'm wondering if this isn't like cookies. This is like all in one shot, like pie crust. Flatten it out. Here we go. How thick is it supposed to be? I don't know, it doesn't say. I don't know how many it's supposed to make either. The image here has 6. So let's shoot for 6. This is 4 inches. This is 4 inches. Whoa. 4 times 6 is 24. I don't know why that matters. Let's just do it. Let's just give it a try. Enough with the math. We all know that it's not my strong suit. Ooh. Well, there will be no flipping it over. It's a little crumbly. Crumbly in like a nice moist way. Not crumbly like the space turtle buns that were just like crumbly in a this isn't gonna work way. This is gonna work. We just might need to work a little more flour into ours. We're gonna do half and half and see if that helps us. This is hard. I need a little more guidance. How many is it supposed to make? Oh, it says make 6 to 8. Okay, so 6 is the goal. It's working. Okay, not too thin, I don't think. That looks great. We're gonna get a measuring tape. Since I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull off a 4x4 square just using this, we also have a measuring tape here. Instead of cutting it, we're gonna use our cake scraper at 4 inches. You like this duck? My mom gave me this. People laugh at my duck because I'm like trying to measure for furniture and I pull out this duck. Like, what are you doing? To make 2, we need 8 inches. So 0 to 8. Yeah, baby. And here's 4. Now, this is the new pro tip. We're gonna try to use our cake scraper. Got it. So it's one straight line. It's working. One straight line. Guys, who knew I was a genius? Okay, we might get 3, and that's okay. I can basically build your house for you now that I've done all this measuring. So if you need someone to come over, contract your house, I'm your girl. Give me a ring. I live in the New York City area, willing to travel. This was the smartest thing I've ever thought of in my whole life. I can't believe it. Let's see if we can get it off of here onto there. 1, 2, 3. We might be able to get 3 more out of that other dough because that has a lot of flour incorporated in it now. Bye, see you dough. Gotta go, dough. Rhymes. I want to make puff pastry. Not even a rough puff, a full puff. Have any of you ever made a full puff pastry before? If so, how did that turn out? I'd love to know. Leave it in the comments below. And do you think we should try it on the show, even though it's not in Kim Joy's book? Let's measure. We need 8 inches. Oh, yeah. We have 10. We have just 8. 0, 4, 8. Okay, so this is 4. Now what do I do? All right, we're just gonna do a 4-inch square. This is probably as precise as I've ever been in my whole life baking anything. We gotta get 4 up and down. No, is that right? 0. Okay, it is 4 up and down. We get 4 left and right. Thing is, I think they have to be exact squares to fold cutely into an envelope. You know, it would have been the move here to buy a square cookie cutter. Thank you, Ducky. Now this is a weird ball of dough. This is her hair. Kind of like her. So for the assembly of our love letters, we need one beaten egg. The egg will act as the glue to hold our little envelope together. It's like flicking the stamp, only it's an egg. So we gotta get our jam. I don't think it's cool, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's roll these sleeves back up for this because this is gonna be intense. Here we go. It looks good. It's a beautiful color. It smells great. So 1 generous teaspoon of jam. It's a little drippy still because it's not set. And we put that in the center, just like that. We hold it as if it's a diamond. Then we take one side and fold it over. The other side, fold it over. And now we're gonna use our egg and we're gonna just put it along the edges, like the glue. Just a little bit, dot it. And whoop, right over she goes. Okay, first one is a little bit rough. The jam is definitely oozing out. Oh, our pastry is really breaking. I can't help but think that this would be better suited for cookie dough. It's breaking! Better taste good. How could it taste bad? We did so much meticulous measuring for a huge fail. I don't know how much it mattered that our squares were 4 by 4 inches because everything is just breaking anyway. We have 4 more tries to get it right. Maybe we can get 1 out of 4. Nope, broken already. Also broken. That one broke too. They're all breaking. Curve it. Come on. We curve together. It's broken. So that didn't work. It's really broken and these are definitely gonna stick to the pan because all of the jam is gonna come oozing right on out of there. I can't believe how unattractive these are. If I love you, I probably wouldn't send you this. Okay, here's our last try. Fingers crossed on the last try that it doesn't break and it's just nice and bendy. This one actually isn't so bad. It is bad, I take it back. Here are our jam love letters, pre-bake. They're super rough. Now she says you can put them in the fridge for 20 minutes before baking, or if you want to skip that step, they'll be equally as delicious. So we're skipping the fridge, we're going right in the oven. In 20 minutes, we'll have love letters. So they're out of the oven and things didn't really go according to plan. These are burnt. All the jam oozed out of the sides, so now it's like crystallized on the edge. But we are going to try to decorate it and see if that helps. I whipped up a little bit of royal icing. Now, she dyes her icing black, but since ours are already kind of black, I figured we'd just stick with the white. So, scoop and scrape. And let's give it a little bit of decoration and see if we can save it. We made them, we might as well go all the way. What she does is put a little heart at the top and then some little lines to accent the envelope. Here we go. Oh, my icing is a little thin. Squeeze, pick it up, put it down. And a little heart. Well, significantly cuter with a little icing. We're gonna put a little dot in the middle of our envelope as well. Much cuter. Let's do them all. I had you all fooled thinking I was some kind of pro baker. Gotcha. We're gonna go so far in that we're gonna decorate the burnt ones. Some people like burnt cookies. My best friend Courtney, she loves burnt cookies. She always asks me to send her burnt ones. Everybody likes something different. Maybe the burnt ones are for your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, your ex-partner. Like, I made you this cookie for Valentine's Day from the fire with a giant heart on it. Okay, friends, here we have it. Some things we learned. Make this recipe with cookie dough, not pastry, if you're an amateur like me. Because this just really didn't work. These look better than these, obviously, but they don't really look like the envelope that we wanted them to look like. But let's taste one and see how it tastes. Obviously, we'll taste one of the not burnt ones. Okay, here we go. Then eat the fat side. Well, unfortunately for me, all of the jam oozed out, so you can't really taste it. Let's try the front. Yeah, we needed way more jam, but honestly, it tastes great. Basically tastes like pie crust with jam in the middle. Can't really complain about that. Tastes delicious. I just wish we had more jam. You know what? We do have more jam. Update on the jam, still pretty runny. So I guess we didn't put enough pectin. All in all, today was a little bit of a fail. But it tastes so good, I don't think it matters. It tastes so good. I love it. It tastes incredible. I just wish it looked cuter. Oh well, it's like strawberry pie. And that's it. See you guys next episode. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you have thumbs, and feel free to subscribe. If you want to see the behind the scenes footage, follow me on Instagram.